Welcome back, Petrolheads. I'm Janine van der Poos. And in this episode of Driving with Janine, we speak to Nicole Donker Torres, a South African racing driver who first got behind the wheel when she was just 8 years old. 15 years later, and today she races in the Forza Women's Single-Seater Series. And she's co-founded a company with Teron Vermaak that will rally other young women to enter local motorsport.
This is Driving with J9 on News 24.
Welcome, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
I know you're now known as Barbie racer or something like that.
Racing Barbie.
Racing Barbie. So, let's take it back a bit. Tell me, how long have you been racing and how did it all start?
So I've been physically racing for over 15 years. My dad has done motorsport as well since he was 13 years or younger. Yeah. I was a couple of days old already at the track. It was a no-brainer. I'm going to be a racing driver. My mom really tried for me to be a pretty little ballerina, and it didn't work. I still wore my tutu over my overall, but I was racing.
Okay, and so that's been a given. But I know there's now a female racing series, so it's an all-woman racing series. Tell me about that. How did that get started? How many women are racing in there?
So this is a series that we have started. The official launch of the series will be in 2027. So I drove the pilot car for the series. For how this actually started, last year, a racing series called Formula Libra, they hosted an all-women's exhibition 5-lap race where girlfriends, wives, partners, friends, big Barton Steel, single-seaters, and they drove it on the track. It was a great success. The response from girls was astronomical. And then I was like, this can be a reality. We can do this and we can get more girls involved in motorsport. It's always been a passion of mine, is getting girls into motorsport, whether it's in the industry, through racing, marketing, media, engineering, whatever, get girls into this industry. And I spoke to one of my friends whose car I borrowed for the race because I wasn't racing single-seaters at that time. And I said, let's do this. And he was like, okay, let's do it. And we started like that weekend. We really registered the business.
Wow.
We jumped into it. We dove. We didn't just jump. We were like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And we built the first project car. It was everything that has gone into this car has been thought with women in mind. I've been is this user-friendly? Is this girl-friendly? Can multiple bodies fit in it? Because that's the other issue with motorsport. It can be very limiting. I didn't fit into my partner's single-seater, so that's why I didn't race his.
Right.
And I wanted to create a car that is adjustable so that multiple bodies can fit in. It's got the safety. It's for women. It's driver for women. Yeah. And that's how it started. So the pilot car I raced in Samola, it was an absolute success. It went great. And then next year we will start the series. We'll have hopefully 15 to 20 girls. We're still busy getting the cars ready so that when we start, we have got a full grid of girls.
It's amazing. And tell me about Samola. Was it your first time racing there? At the hill climb?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was my very first Samola. It was actually the first time I had driven the car properly as well.
Okay.
So my first run was absolutely hopeless that they were on the intercom like, is there something wrong with Nicole's car? There must be. She's so slow. And I'm like, I'm just trying to learn. The gears weren't gearing like I thought they would. But after that, hey, it went really well. It went a lot better once I got the hang of it. I loved it. For me, it was more than just the racing. I had so many girls, and when they see the pink car, they were like, oh my gosh, it's pink. And I was like, come sit in it. Come. And they were like, what? And I was having girls, young girls, older ladies, everybody. I was like, just come and sit. Teenagers, boys, girls, whatever. I was like, just come sit in the car. And for me, that made it so much more special because I could have so many people in the car hear about and the girls left saying, they want to race too. And I was like, yes. And that was the main goal for us with me doing Samola, was to advertise the car. But we did so much more than that. Yeah. We gained interest in the industry, and that's all that I stand for. I know where I will go. I know I'll never be the next best thing.
Yeah.
But you never know which girl would be.
Yeah.
And I want to give that girl the opportunity. So that's also why the series is so important, is because it opens the doors for girls to get in here, to go far. It's an affordable, easy to get into series.
Look, I know there are more and more women in motorsport. But for example, we still don't have any female racing drivers in F1, for example. And even though there are more women in the sport, it's still something where young girls, don't think that they can get into. What would you say is the best? Because it's not cheap to be a racing driver, and you need sponsors and you need financial backing. But if there are young girls out there, or there are parents who know their little girls really have talent, what would you say is the best way to get started?
I started with karting. As far as I understand, there's two different types of karting. There's the 2-strokes and 4-strokes. 2-strokes is a lot more costly, and that's honestly, it is the best form of racing. You will get national experience. It's more exposure. But there's also 4-stroke. So 4-stroke, it's more affordable. The cars are more affordable. Everything is more affordable by it. It's still expensive, but it is the more affordable option. So that is a really, really great start for girls, is to go karting. They can start, I think, from the age of 6 or 5 or 6, and get them started, or just bring them to the track. Let them come and watch racing. If girls want to come when I'm racing at Swartkorps the next time or wherever, come, let's meet, let's talk. More than welcome to engage. Contact me. Let me see how we can help get you into the sport, where to start. I've got a lot of connections, driver coaching, wherever that can help, that are in the karting, that can help the girls get to where they can be, where they should be. But it is a difficult thing to get into, and it does require a lot of knowledge from either parents or driver coaching. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah. And then tell me, with the women's series, is it called the Forza Women's Series?
So Forza Women's Single Seaters.
Okay, right. So, and let's just say there are women who are already, they've gone through the karting. They're perhaps young women who have skill. How can they get into the Forza Women's Series?
Very easily. You contact us, we will get the car. The car is also, the seats, everything is made for the girl. So we have different options. So we don't expect people to go and buy a car, because cars are expensive, and it is a new series. We also have rent per race day option. So you can rent, and then the car's set, prep, ready for you, and you arrive and drive.
Oh, wow.
For me, I don't want to sit and finicky and everything and work on the car, because the tires are going to go flying off at some point if I have to do that. So we have literally, you arrive, everything is done. You have a mechanic designated. You have a driver coach designated, somebody there to help you on the day. So you're not alone.
Okay.
And you can just arrive and drive, or buy a car, or you can pay a deposit to pay off the car over time if you want your own car. But it's affordable. You can reach out on our social medias as well, or my social medias, send us a DM, and we can also help you on a more personal, depending on what the girls want, what exactly is their goal.
What kind of costs are we talking about? If you're looking at rent per day and the actual cost if you want to buy it, just a ballpark figure, just so that people have an idea what kind of money they need to spend.
It's a very difficult question to answer right now. With us just building the pilot car, we're still working out our costing. So I really don't want to put a figure on it. But we are really working to make it as affordable as possible. Even the rent per day, we really are working to make it affordable. We don't have our exact costings yet, but we are trying to, as more sponsors come along. That's the biggest thing now as well. We got sponsors on board. We've got a few that are helping out. So if we have more sponsors, the price will go down and everything will go down according. So I really don't want to put a price on it yet until we have all of our ducks in a row.
Okay, I understand. So then also, if you're talking about rent to race, can you also rent to practice during the week?
So you let us know, it's also track availability, and then, we'll set up, get the car ready. And this is not something that's only going to be available in Joburg. So we're looking at building our calendar across South Africa so that it can reach as many provinces and as many drivers as possible. And even with an international race in the process of being organized.
Yeah. Tell me, obviously you don't race every single day. Is there a 9 to 5 job? What else do you do?
Yes, so there is a 9 to 5. I run an emotional wellness program at children's schools, preschools, primary schools, where we work with kids on emotional regulation, development, growth, anything to make them the best little versions of themselves. No kid is the same, and no kid should be treated the same, and that goes with the learning style. So I work with the kiddos and just help them cope.
I think it's also important that young girls know that you can have your normal life and still do racing. So that's like a really good example.
Yes, well, look at Paige Liedenberg. She had her baby, and 2 months later, she's racing. Like, you can have it all.
Absolutely. But now tell me, where does Racing Barbie come from? Where does this name come from? Because I read somewhere was saying you don't even wear pink, and you actually had to go and buy pink clothing or accessories to go with your pink car.
I like matching. So even my nails match my car.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm racing a pink car. I need to wear pink. But I am a very girly girl. So my makeup is always done. My hair is always done. I always try to look good. And obviously I'm a little blonde girly, blue eyes, and lots of makeup on at the track. And the name came because I'm wearing full pink and I'm very bubbly and I talk to everybody apparently. So Racing Barbie was what I was called. So now Racing Barbie has stuck. And quite frankly, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's growing on me.
Do you see Racing Barbie driving in other motorsport genres, or do you think you'll stick to single-seat racing?
I actually race in other categories as well. So for me, I love racing. I love every car is different, and every car teaches you something new. And I will race anything. Honestly, give me a car and I'm racing. Let's go.
Yeah. So what other stuff do you race?
I race an Alpha, a 1960-something Alpha Junior. Then there was the GSM Darts that I also raced. And then I was racing an MR2 as well that looked like Lightning McQueen. It was super cute.
But just jumping back to Simola, what do you think in terms of racing? What is the thing you think was the one thing you learned about yourself there, and what you learned about racing there? I mean, Simola is considered as the fastest hill climb in the world.
Simola was definitely daunting. It showed me that I can do it, that it is possible. I was very nervous going in there, so it was a massive growth for me. It was either you're going to be scared or you're just going to buckle up and go. Yeah. And I buckled up and go. But the one thing I learned about the racing environment being there is the racing community. Yeah. Everybody wants to help out everybody. I had Roy Campos next to me, who is absolutely brilliant, and he was giving me advice. And it's how everybody wants to help. Yes, we're all competitors. We all want to beat the next one, but it's a community. We also want to help and grow each other, and that's what I actually love about racing. Yeah. If you go into the pits and you need something and you scream, "I need this," you will find it very quickly. Yeah, it's everybody's wanting to help.
I think the camaraderie in motorsport is just phenomenal, and it's really beautiful to witness the way everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, who you're racing for, which team you're from. You could be the biggest rivals and everyone will help each other out.
Yes.
What else would you like to see for women in motorsport in South Africa?
I would love to bridge the gap between affordability and racing. There's a lot of girls who come from really disadvantaged backgrounds who could be brilliant, who has the skill, who has the passion for it. Yeah. And that is one of my long-term goals with this series, is to get those girls into the car. I would love for girls who never dreamed of racing, who never had an have a home for them, have a community, a safe space, even if you don't want to be a driver. I've had a lot of girls say, no, they're too scared. That's fine, but just come join the industry. If you have a passion for it, come join. There is a space for you. There's a space for everybody in this industry. You don't have to be a driver.
Yeah.
If you have some sort of passion, there's a space for you. And that's what I want for girls in South Africa, is that this is a community. This is a space for them.
Absolutely. Tell me, are you an F1 or MotoGP fan, and who do you support?
I am an F1 fan, but this year I'm a Max fan. Shame. Okay. I love my Max Verstappen. Lando Norris as well. Okay. My dog's name is Lando, and my other dog's name is Kimmy.
Cute.
So definitely racing fans. But yeah, this year I don't know what's happening. I don't know what else to say other than that.
Yeah, no, I've been a long-standing Mercedes fan because I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. So now obviously I have to follow him to Ferrari. But the Mercedes are doing really, really well. You and my husband.
They always go.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
No, you and my husband will get along because he's a Max Verstappen fan. So on race days, we literally have to watch in different rooms because we do not get along.
I love that. Mercedes is doing really, really well. But if you look at change, generally when something changes, they are really on top of things.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this year goes. Well, in my household, nobody talks. Especially when you're watching with my father. Nobody talks. Nobody interrupts him. He's watching Formula One. Nobody does. You don't even breathe.
Yeah.
You sit there and you watch.
Nicole, thank you so much for coming all this way and chatting to us a little bit. And I think you are just a reminder of, anyone can race, whether you a girl or not. Like, anyone can get into this. And you raise such a valid point that you don't have to be a racing driver to be involved with motorsport. You can become a marshal, for example, or you can study mechanical engineering and find a trade somewhere there. And I think it's just important that young women and young girls just realize that there's such a broad scope that we could get into. And good luck.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's only been a pleasure. So the Jetour T2 has totally ruffled feathers in the South African auto industry when it was announced as the 2026 South African Car of the Year award. This competition has been running for 40 years, and it's the very first time that a Chinese car has taken the coveted title. It's a competition that has been put together by the South African Guild of Mobility Journalists, and it has a strict voting process. So basically all the new vehicles that come into the local market in a certain time frame, so let's say 12 months, they all get thrown into a pool. This year there were 55 cars that were up for the running. It then got narrowed down to 33 semi-finalists and then down to 18 finalists for this year's competition. In second place, the Volkswagen 1.4 TSI Golf came up as runner-up, and in third place was the Audi RSQ8. Personally, I would have liked the VW Golf or the Audi to have won, but the Jetour is something that is super popular right now, and it has everyone talking. So then the People's Choice Award was the very popular Cherry Tiggo 7 PHEV. This was the Old Mutual Insure People's Choice Award, which has been running for the last few years, probably as long as what Old Mutual has been the main title sponsor, but this year also saw them being the last sponsor. The fact that a Chinese car has won this year's title, it just shows how much Chinese cars are basically taking over. In the 18 finalists that were on the list, 7 of those cars were Chinese cars, and that says a lot. It speaks volume, and I'm pretty sure soon we're going to have to call it the SA Chinese Car of the Year. That's it for this episode of Driving with J9. I'm Janine van der Bos. Remember, we have fresh episodes every first working day of the month, so we'll see you on 1 July.